When I'm not offering my services of becoming a new feel-good, drama-free addition to the British royal family, I like to answer questions and comments that I get on YouTube, so let's get to it. Can anyone explain why the F sharp minor pentatonic fits over the D major 7 chord? Alright, so I've talked a lot of junk about the pentatonic scale in the past, but I think this is the most important lesson that you could take from any pentatonic scale lesson, because we spend so much time talking about the pentatonic scale and not enough talking about a pentatonic scale, okay? So in any key, there are 7 notes. This question happened to be about a D major 7 chord voicing, which is really easy to open D, 2, 2, 2, all the way down, and why F sharp minor pentatonic goes over that, okay? So again, it's a pentatonic scale in the key of D, okay? I think that we all start out learning minor pentatonic, right? Probably the easiest one is E minor pentatonic. Open 3, open 2, open 2, open 2, open 3, open 3. But that is just such a small part of the story. Beside it just being 5 notes, penta, 5, when like I just said, there's 7 notes in the key, I think we don't really talk enough about how we can use the pentatonic scale shape, that specific minor pentatonic shape, over 3 different notes in any key, okay? So, let's just talk about the key of D major real quick. 7 notes, the notes are D, A, F sharp, G, B, A, C sharp, and D. So we got 2 sharps, not a big deal, manageable, we can do this, right? So, you know, you can play all those 7 notes in whatever order, and then you can have a different feel depending on which one you start on, blah, blah, blah. But the cool thing is that minor pentatonic shape is going to fit over the 2nd, the 3rd, and the 6th notes. Okay? So, D, E. E is the 2nd note, so we could do E minor pentatonic. D, E, F sharp. F sharp is the 3rd note. We could do F sharp minor pentatonic. Okay, and I want to stop right here and I want to talk about just those two positions specifically, right? Because neither of these are what we call the relative minor, which we'll get to in a second. But if we play them back to back, I think you'll see an interesting overlap. So if we do E minor, and let's just do those 3 strings, right? Open 3, open 2, open 2, and then let's do F sharp. E, F sharp. Well, once we combine these 2, we can actually kind of put those together and make like a double pentatonic scale. So instead of open 3, open 2, we have open 2, 3, open 2, 4, right? From there, and now we're getting more pieces of the puzzle put together. So the original spirit of this question is like, well, why does this work over D major 7? Alright, so we're going to take 2 different major 7 chord voicings and then use 3 minor pentatonic shapes over them, okay? Anytime you get the 2nd, 3rd, or 6th degree in a key, in a major key, that's where you can put that shape. So again, remember in D, D, E, F sharp, G, A, B. B is the 6th note, so we can go to the 7th fret and do B minor pentatonic. Right? 7, 10, 7, 9, 7, 9, 7, 9, 7, 10, 7, 10. And then in a roundabout way, playing the same shape in 3 different positions, E minor, F sharp minor, and B minor, or B minor starting on the A string, we have actually gotten all 7 notes because every one of those minor pentatonic positions introduces notes that weren't in the previous one, okay? So instead of having to learn like a bunch of more robust, I don't want to say more complicated, more robust scale shapes, you could just take your existing minor pentatonic shape and then overlap them, and then you'll get some really cool results, all right? And that's what's really interesting about this D major 7 chord. If you know anything about me, you know that I love major 7 chords. I put them in all my music. So this is a great opportunity to talk about the sponsor of today's video, DistroKid. DistroKid is how I get all my music online, and it is by far the most reasonably priced service like on earth. I can't even come up with like a comp of what is even close to being like, maybe TSA PreCheck would be a pretty good comp for value of what you're getting, but you can upload unlimited tracks on DistroKid, and then really super quickly it shows up on Apple Music, Spotify, Amazon Music, basically anywhere you would ever listen to music. It just shows up like super quick. Still, nobody out there has taken me up on my move of like impressing a girl or a guy by just like speaking a poem, putting it on Spotify with your DistroKid, and then just like sending that guy or girl that poem, spoken word, on Spotify with like a picture of them, you know. Could be creepy if not pulled off in the right way, but also could be super, super romantic. So definitely do that. And you also get a discount on signing up if you use my affiliate link in the description. So thank you to DistroKid for sponsoring this video. Once you learn how to overlay minor pentatonics over any chord or in a key, you're definitely gonna wanna start making some music and using DistroKid. So thank you to them for sponsoring this video. All right. So there's that D major 7. And then what makes a D major 7 is you have a root note, a major 3rd, a 5th, and a major 7. So the notes in D major 7 would be D, there's a root note, F sharp, there's our major 3rd, A, that's a 5th, and C sharp, which is our major 7, right? So the major 3rd of this chord is F sharp. F sharp is one of those notes that you can use the minor pentatonic scale over. Also, you could just turn that into an F sharp minor chord, but for the purposes of what we're doing, we're adding notes around a chord, just kind of like enhance our playing and move around the fretboard a little more, right? So what's on top of this chord, the cool thing about this chord voicing is there's our minor note, our note that becomes a minor chord, a minor pentatonic scale. So that's why I can play this. Okay, and maybe that was a little too long of something if you want to make it musical, you know. Okay, so let's do another chord voicing because right now we have that open D string helping us out. Let's go down to G major 7, all right? Right here. So now our root note is the 5th fret on the D string, which is a G, right? And then this would have been the open string with D, same shape, but now we're just adding that root note there. So G, what is the major 3rd of G? Happens to be a B. Well, guess what? This note on top is going to give you the B minor pentatonic shape. Okay, so that's that 6th note that becomes a minor pentatonic shape that we can add to what we're thinking of as the 4 chord, D, E, F sharp, G. All right, so from here, that home chord, that root note chord, we can really easily access that F sharp or that E minor, open 3, open 2, open 2, open 2, open 3, open 3. And we can even add, see this, I'm adding the E minor pentatonic notes, now the F sharp. And this comes in really handy whether you're soloing, whether you're just kind of like inflecting your chords, how I'm doing here. But it's really just opening up the entire fretboard so you can kind of use something that you already know, that you're already probably good at, minor pentatonic, and then seeing it in 3 different positions, okay? Then we can go up into that next chord, that G. And this would be the relative minor, okay? This is where the full minor scale would exist. In B, we can start here. 7, 9, 10, 7, 9, 10, 7, 10, okay? So the 4 chord, the 3rd of that 4 chord ends up being the relative minor of the key, but that 1 chord is kind of in a cool position with this chord voicing to do a couple different things like that, okay? Now you might be wondering, well, there's 3 major chords in a key, right? The 1, 4, and 5 are the major chords. Same thing would work with major pentatonic if you're more of a major pentatonic guy or girl. But there's a different chord that comes from that. It's not a major 7 chord. It's this chord right here. We could use the same idea, right? Where it's like, all right, remember E minor. There it is. But we can't really do this. This would be a C major 7 chord voicing. Remember, C isn't a note in this key. C sharp is. So thinking of that same thing has now led us to either the 5 chord as a dominant 7 chord or some kind of diminished chord, which again, it's really easy to do. It's just 11 on the D string, there's a C sharp, and then we can just go straight all the way down, which is really an E minor chord voicing with the C sharp in the bass, or put that A in the bass, and then that becomes like an A dominant 7 chord voicing. All right, so I think this is like a super, super important concept to really understand because it's a way to take music theory that you've already practiced and that you already know, and then apply it in new ways to help you understand the entire thing, to flesh out the entire fretboard. Because again, I get it. Like, I started out minor pentatonic, and I got really good, quote unquote, at minor pentatonic, but didn't really understand how that fit into the major scale and the numbering system and arpeggios and stuff that might make for, like, more fluid musical playing. But it's a great way to think of it as the 2, 3, and 6 chords in any key, positions in any key, become that minor pentatonic that you can lay over each other. I think that one's the best one, to do the 2 and the 3 and the 6 like this. So E, open 3, open 2, open 2. That lines you up with F sharp. And then you can just start on the B on the A string. And again, it sounds great. You're going to want to know it. Hi Sean, nice guitar review. Gotta love those PRSs. Anywhere I can find a tutorial for the song at the end of the video. Thank you very much. So the other day I posted a video where PRS sent me like a mystery guitar. Ended up being an SC McCarty 594, which is absolutely awesome. Loved it. At the end of it, I did my song Nail, and people seemed to really like it. So that is a song that I uploaded through DistroKid, and I can link you to it if you guys want to actually listen to the song like on Spotify or whatever. But basically, it's a really fun one to play because it's like got those minor 7 hammer-ons, major 7. It's like the perfect mix of extended chords, right? B flat, C7, and then back to. But yeah, anyways, I'm posting a full video on how to play that song on my Patreon. So if you do want to learn more stuff like this, consider joining the Patreon, because I've got like well over 100 sequential lessons that are taught like in order from beginner to like, advanced, intermediate, and then just a bunch of song lessons too, because songs are a great way to learn stuff, but I don't teach a ton of songs on the channel. So that's for the Patreon. Definitely check it out.
Eric Johnson, Mateus Asacho, Zach Wild, and the best more guitarists play only pentatonic.
What's funny is, in the spirit of this question, you're kind of right, but you're also being salty and you're wrong. Because yeah, have you ever heard Asato only play? I'm pretty sure I've heard him play outside of the pentatonic scale. Anyways, this is a Salty Blues comment of the week. This guy's an idiot. But in a weird way, I actually kind of proved him right with the beginning of the video, which is not something I intended going into this video because I wanted to make him look stupid, but now I just kind of look stupid. I have something for you. This is great. So if you've been on YouTube anytime in the last year, you know that there's these little, these scam bots that say like, oh hey, like you've won something, like hit me up on Telegram, and they'll put a little picture of whatever creator you're watching, and they make it seem like it's coming from them, even though clearly it's from a scam bot. A lot of people are falling for this. So YouTube hasn't done a great job on cracking down the problem, whatever. But you can filter like the comments. So I put a filter for like anything that says Telegram in it, just to automatically like block the comment, right? So that somewhat handled it. So the scam bots are trying to like one up it. It's like, oh, I can't say Telegram anymore. So I've flagged enough of their buzzwords that now all they have is this ominous, I have something for you. And it's so good because it's kind of threatening, right? So don't fall for that, please. All right, for listening homework this week, I'm going to throw you to a really cool newish indie type vibe. Artist named Alex G. Really kind of blew up in the last year, and just cool. I'm happy that this artist is getting the proper amount of success, because a lot of times like the cool indie stuff doesn't really rise to the top. As Macho Man says, the cream will rise to the top, and I'm happy this happened. So check out Alex G. Get your stuff on DistroKid. Maybe you can be the next Alex G. And then sign up for my Patreon to learn how you're going to become that. What a synergy of all the different sponsors and different things you could do. So thanks for watching the video. If you have any questions, hit me up in the comment section, Instagram, or the website. I'll talk to y'all soon. Thanks a lot.